Hey, what's up you guys? It's Travis. Today I'm going to be sharing something that I've never shared with the world before. I'm going to be sharing my plastic surgery experience. I've seen some debate in the comment section of some of my videos whether or not I've had work done. Some people think I've had my eyelids widened, lip injections, a vaginoplasty. In all seriousness, I've actually had one cosmetic surgery in my life. That surgery was a rhinoplasty. If you've ever thought of having plastic surgery yourself, give this video a like. I knew from a pretty young age that I wanted to get a nose job. I just thought it was too big, I had a hump on the bridge. Basically, I just didn't like my nose at all. Finally, on my 20th birthday, I made an appointment to have a consultation with a plastic surgeon. I feel like most people are probably really nervous to meet their doctor for the first time. But for me, instead of being nervous and shy, I stormed in there with pictures, pie charts, graphs. If it were up to me, I would have had my nose chopped off. Chop that thing right off. Fortunately, the doctor saw my crazy coming from a mile away, so he talked me off the edge and he gave me some suggestions that would still satisfy what I wanted to do, but it wasn't going to be so drastic that he wouldn't even be able to recognize me by the time the surgery was done. So after the doctor and I agreed what we were going to do to my nose, he explained how he was going to do it. Alright Travis, this process is going to be as easy and as painless as possible. I'm going to demonstrate what we're going to do to your nose with this banana. We're going to make a small incision right at the base of your septum. Peel back your nose, like so. That's where the surgery begins. We're going to start off with a hammer. We're going to take this hammer and we're going to very carefully smash that nose to we're going to smash that bitch and make it small again. Here. Any questions? I'm sitting there as he's explaining this. I'll take it. The surgery itself wasn't that bad. All I remember was being wheeled into this room where there were these massive lights overhead. There was rock music blaring through the speakers. That was a little bit concerning, but I was so drugged up, I couldn't speak to ask them to turn the music down. The great thing about anesthesia is that it makes you give zero about what's going on around you. They could have been in that room gearing up to start a chainsaw, and I would have looked over to them like, make sure that thing's sharp enough for this big ol' honker. This is gonna be fun. Once I was wheeled into the room, they put me under. The next thing I knew, the surgery happened. After the surgery was over with, I was wheeled into this quiet little recovery room. I wake up all by myself. I'm still tore up from the anesthesia. I think that everyone's left me, so I get my ass up right away, and I just start walking. There I was, wandering around the hospital with my naked ass hanging out the back of my hospital gown, searching for my family that I was certain disappeared. Of course I didn't make it very far because I was right in front of the nurse's station, so a nurse quickly got up and took me back to my room. She was like, "What are you doing? You need to be back in bed." "I'm looking for my family." "Honey, don't worry about that. They're waiting for you in the waiting room. We're just waiting for you to wake up a little bit, and then we're going to bring them in here to check on you." At that point, I knew she couldn't be trusted. So the second she put me back to bed, I immediately got up and started looking for clues. The nurse, of course, came back in just a few minutes later, and she found my naked ass standing there holding a box of tissue. "Travis!" Oh! After I finally sobered up a little bit, the nurses brought my family in to come check on me, and I was allowed to leave the hospital. The first night after surgery was kind of rough because I was having troubles breathing. Because I was having troubles breathing, my mom insisted that she sleep in bed with me to make sure that I was okay. At that point, I gave zero fucks about where my mom wanted to sleep because by then, the pain had really started to kick in. One thing that my mom and I failed to remember was that she thrashes in her sleep. So of course, that night, I just remember hearing my mom make these sounds like, ugh. Oh, before I'd had a chance to react, I just remember her arm flying through the air. She f***ing pops me right in the nose. Oh, I lost it. This shit. What the f***? Toys R Us, mother Barbara Streisand record listening. Don't give a f*** about this shit. You watch the Conditions from now on. Don't think for a second that I ever condone talking to your parents that way. But if you've just had your nose broken in surgery and someone rolls over and punches you in the face, all bets are off. I don't care who you are. The recovery period of the rhinoplasty wasn't that terrible. The worst part about it actually was just that every day I had to squeeze the bridge of my nose just to make sure that the form of it stayed intact. Other than that though, I was in decent shape within about a week. After about 6 months, the swelling went down and finally it became the nose you see today. If any of you are thinking about getting plastic surgery yourself, make sure that you do your homework. Don't think that I'm telling you you should get plastic surgery. Don't think I'm telling you you shouldn't get plastic surgery. For me, getting plastic surgery was a really positive experience. Contrary to what everyone said before I got the surgery, I didn't get addicted, I didn't become obsessive about it. It just fixed a problem that I was really unhappy with for most of my life. So I'm totally pro-surgery if you think that it's something that's right for you. This concludes my little plastic surgery video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please be sure to like, share, and subscribe, and we'll see you guys next time. Travis, up! Show us an old photo. How cute you were too.
Oh, your little face. Booger's face.
Have you ever fancied one of the other's mates? Well, no.